Hi, everybody. Akwaba, as we are in the month, Heritage Month, Ghana Month, into Akwaba. And ne, ye can't, Emma Honsem, ye wo, March busu means on a month, into. I think that the best thing to do is talk about everything that makes us women, talk about all that worries us, but especially talk about something that society doesn't like talking about, and that's the stigma of fertility, infertility, miscarriages, stillbirth, and everything that has to do with it. Welcome. My name is Whitney Boakye, and I am the founder of My Dear Sister Skipper GH. We are let me add that, the first community platforms that deals with that. So today I am thankful to our sponsor first and to the women who are in the studio. There's somebody that I've always wanted to know if she's as loud on her page as she is in person. And the other person I want to know today if I should go back to real estate, because she does that on the side and she acts. Let's see if we can cue her into acting. So, ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
Are you as loud in person as you are on your page?
No.
So there are two different personalities.
Two different personalities.
Yeah, sure.
Right here. Yeah, sure.
Look how she's saying. Yeah, sure. but I let me say this today. I loved your whole wedding episode.
You saw my wedding?
Were you not trending?
You know, always say, yeah, what different paths on social media. Mm-hmm. The paths where I would trend, I don't expect Whitney to be seeing them.
Oh, but won't say also no on if something is really trending, no,
Yes.
it comes on your feed,
Yeah.
whether
Right.
you like it
That's
or not.
true.
So here I was one morning, and then it was you. I think say you had taken a shot in the gown, and it was the shot as a wash, as a one share. I don't know if you remember. Yes. And I was like, oh, who is this pretty woman? I didn't even know it was her. So who is this pretty woman? Then the next thing I saw the comments. Oh, but her gown is better than. Then I was like, but why are they talking? Obi wedding. Why are you saying her gown is better? No. But this one, they were really saying good things.
Okay.
It's not more so. It was better. I think they were comparing it to somebody, and then
Someone
they
else.
said, "Oh, gown is better than." Then I said, "Who is this person?" So I clicked. Then I said, So that's the face behind the blog. But well done.
Thank you.
Your numbers are fascinating.
Thank you.
Why I did. And lady, hi. Commissioner, fine pound for real estate.
Commission here good, but just say sales in cost social. But in your tobacco person there,
Edim.
what in common as But until then, I mean, it's quite tough.
It's quite tough.
Yeah.
Convincing people to buy homes.
It's not an easy joke. You know, it's not like buying a dress or buying food.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of money to buy an estate house. And so, yeah, anything. Guru so no nisika did it to channel. So you have to be very convincing. You have to up your game. It's not a joke, but it's quite an interesting job.
So yeah, fun to say, in like 3-4 months, how many houses do you sell?
Okay, mostly I don't want to talk about 3-4 months because it was 3-4 months. Now close deal.
Yeah.
But what help us is the Airbnb.
Okay.
Airbnb in the mind, and on the support system. And sales in the the Airbnb. And sometimes lands and so that petty ones. And then this kind of.
What about rental?
Oh, rent. I don't do regular renting. I do only high-end homes.
Whoa.
Only high-end homes. It's in a want to be today.
Because for starting price, $200,000.
Oh, yeah, they list the kakra. I have $150,000.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
I do.
In high-end areas?
Yes, please. But sometimes it's 3-bedroom house. It's not like the story building type. Sometimes too is an apartment that somebody is selling. And only the ana form kakra. But I can send the $300,000, $200,000, $500,000, even $1,500. Wow.
Is it that acting ain't you now?
Acting the ain't jayo. Hey, that's last year and I produced a movie. And we can't stop it.
And so Tom Diner now this can go producing movie.
No, I was acting before the real estate thing came in. And the man, I never thought Samuel said, it just happened. It just happened because I'm of friends. Yeah, it be almost pedantic. So I knew one man called Blancy. I'll mention his name. He's a developer. And he on another day, me the client, a man. I say, hey, the woman on your diner, no, the Abraham say, Harry. And I would earlier, I don't think of it, but my mother told me that, why not? Like, I don't know, you say business because you are connected to a lot of people, maybe almost multi-meter dance, and it's about being a commission. So that's how it all started. Kakanga crasa auntie, oh man was saying, we who see me, I know we didn't hear about Sana Kakaka, and then we are here.
But movie production,
the kind of movies I may penning, the kind of movie I'm here, it takes a lot of money. I didn't do just any movie. It's unya usi kind of back no, kakra, but premiere no, fetching and kakra, and as I say, so DSTV so aje.
That's good.
So much a job more, different scrutiny. Checking to your bumpire say they've taken it already. So we're just hoping for the best. Maybe I bet it positively from them, and then then he has a location view. So I'm so I think I can't
yeah.
Before I will take it to YouTube and call her cry, because I want to be Caribbean and also. No. Production is not a joke nowadays.
Last production off the top of your head. A cost why?
A cost you, Sister Whitney. Maybe you'll be I really talk about when. There's a 200,000. So this.
So it's your
if you don't play them well, you suffer. You suffer. Delivery boy there, they are G, do you know be a movie? So like that.
It's a good feedback.
Oh yeah. We didn't just do any movie. No.
Sisia no more actresses than the producers.
I think that's the trend of the
more than the producers.
This generation has I think especially Nigerians. So my production man Ghana so I think say and they support you so and kebia and kebeboa
still support me in home.
The obekun who cry supporting it and cry na oma there. And that's what it is, and that's the bitter truth. I think that's what it is. The obekun cry supporting. When is your time? Now you be but the thing is, industry so you can't do it alone.
Shine.
You can't do it alone. Come marketer. I mean, an example. I'm quite different places. They are seated at one particular spot.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Obia on his personal, like the personal client, the customer, send the customer, or the customer when because me buy me some am when and tomat, me dey and obi super dey abobo. Obi pay fresh, obi pay is it Abidjan or what? Cote d'Ivoire.
Abidjan.
Okay. You say more to me.
Yeah.
I think someone no more Abidjan anyway. To some say Cote d'Ivoire. So be an your pay. So I think say was here to me supporting you. Say your support system need good industry.
Is it the same with blogging?
No.
It's not.
It can't.
More support more.
Well, you don't need anybody.
No, you need somebody.
When it comes to blogging,
really? You need somebody because
okay.
to me, events, right? Not Abia. With new year event, you will need not just a blogger for this event, right? You need about 3 or 4 of them to come take live coverage of it and then post it around. Believe me, you say, oh, the mommy, na se me pa, and I'm convince you to get others. Mostly, I have a story being picked from our platforms to the other blogs. Right. You understand? Right. We are a bit selfish about who picks it or who had a story first. So even though it's your money, you can pay about 10 bloggers on the show at a time. Someone will still want to keep it to themselves, and then the story is being picked from them. And then the source, we want the source thing, the source is from GH1, please.
First.
Thank you. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere. But then with blogging, a bit different because at the end of the day, if you pick it from my platform, that's our platform's the same. Yeah, you make the biggest sales. If it's going to be on YouTube or whatever, you're going to make the biggest sales. So blogging is a so dicey to say, or more actress, actors, no more because they need their partners to make that money. You are a face, she is a face. So if these two faces are put together in a movie, the money is going to be big, obviously. But with the blogging, so Obi or 1 million followers, now me 100,000. Now me pick a story now. The 1 million is definitely going to make money. Yeah. So blogging is so ways are. But then I am a bit selfish with who had the news first.
But at the end of the day, I didn't ever circulate it.
Who had it? Who broke the news?
Yeah.
I think who had it first? They prominent.
Yes, there's some relevance. Biba, social media no so people are much interested in. We saw it here. What I say, Auntie, if I'm someone who breaks the news first, people would want to be. There was this blog on Instagram, Ajua Mensa Tujago. I don't know where she gets the stories from. She's always breaking the news. And believe me, within the shortest possible time, the followers no grow yet. You understand? I mean, we would all want to be where we hear the news first, not when it's everywhere. I didn't. Everyone's going to hear about it, but I heard it first because I'm following this blog.
I said just lover.
Thank you.
Because I also wondered, I don't know, even get ministers now, they're referring to blogging. You say blogging are you powerful?
Oh yeah,
powerful.
It is
very powerful. Very. Now, when you bring a minister now or address a blog, say refrain from this blog. Yes. I didn't do this. I mean, for minister to go that far, that is how powerful.
You know, Mudi Begu Yeso. That we should talk to, but they forget that. But on the other hand, and so you see, what makes it funny is the fact that Ohemaafertile also called the blogs.
Oh yes,
to follow them,
of course,
to do news about them. And see, how do you win? Say, oh dear, it's not happening. But talking about that, I must commend you because until Oba out, Becca fertility as you've been able to keep a private life, unless maybe, like you're saying, might be in your hand. The way of pisca, no be pisca. But until Okan, people didn't know so about it.
Oh,
so they assume say, oh worry, and What gave you the courage to do that?
Sometimes you need to do it for people sitting out there to also have the courage to also take a step. Do you understand? Whitney, you're different from, say, you've had a baby before, and a OPB na Emma, and you're different from you've never had it. I mean, never having it, you can at least point at a problem, or you can at least take an easy step, because I've never had it, so let me go check what is the problem. And then having it for once, and then for so many years not having it again, that one is hectic. You ask so many questions. Because you've had it before, you begin to doubt your fertility. You begin to doubt your man. You begin to, I mean, and then one thing people do not pay attention to is fertility issues. Now, why they're at fault? Men will always believe it's the women. Do you understand? So you have so many questions. And then you having those questions, something restricts you from taking a step, and that thing is looking at your first child.
That's true.
Yes. I've had it before. Well, let me just wait. And you can wait for years.
And for you, how long did you wait?
I waited for 11 years.
What?
I was waiting and hoping and waiting and hoping and waiting and hoping because I've had it. I had it with the same man. We are okay. And what brings baby? We do it almost every night.
I had it.
Almost every night. Almost buy it.
Sister, you're busy.
You're busy, Papa. Busy daytime, busy at night too.
Fortunately for me, I had a man who matches my energy when it comes to my sex life.
Oh
yes.
Unless you don't see
two pedodos and
but it's good. It's the two of you.
You understand?
It's the two of you.
Yes,
it's
good. Yes, it's two pedodos and we're doing the thing.
That's a sister, and you don't do every night. also.
I thought almost everything. She said, what you said, that a white busy pay, that it be a ancestors, Ababe sisters. This is our time to pray.
The way I would church me.
What was no church you know?
And yeah, almost every night, but almost often.
That's what she, no, that's what she is saying. I never said that. I was just like, not maybe elaborating on church.
Elaborate down him, sir.
And I will church you say.
Then we said, oh, Obi Kasama, what do I do for my own? Or say almost. He said, and no, I a clause. There were statements now we're making them. And he said, the only time I'm going to mean your person, time I be restricted from doing it.
Taste. What if we do it those times too?
Oh, madam. At the rainbow, Yana. I heard there's a party called Rainbow Party.
In Ghana.
In Ghana.
A party.
Yes, so
political party.
No, not a party. I learned it's like normal party.
Okay.
As in, you say girls need be Legon. I heard it on YouTube. A Legon girl who was telling her story.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
And she said, almost be Rainbow Party and a red night. She said, more. When you are flowing, that is when you go to that party.
Go, yes.
It
became a concern. I think we even ran, you're running news on that.
Yes, they'll be licking you and doing all those. I'm going to lick blood, and all those.
Who does that?
Oh,
they take the girls. They go to meet Inti Ebia Unim. Then I invite you that, may call this party, and that when you go to the party, for everybody you meet, Yamao, she said it was $100.
No, according to her, yes. You get money, but according to her, they arrange for people who are already in their menses. They will ask you.
And that you get more money.
Yes, they will talk to you about
menses, then you make
more money. Because when they go, a man no mushiano.
Okay, they meet men. You can't say
no,
women. These are men who are calling for this. And
they'll be licking and sucking them.
Go, and then you take off. In your menses, you take off your clothes and everything. And then
the flow
they start licking the flow as it comes. And Americans say, into what wofo nim say me de yako to
school mu say yanko nom ni moja
it doesn't even click in your mind say it is not right say in my menses somebody wants to have this to do with me na munim baby aniama neko and she was saying say bi mewu na
yes
because it became a news item
obi started a story be say chewa dey watch member so for ritual purposes
Yes.
If and not, what could be the reason why?
I think some of the girls died. And she's been taking it to hospital. And then it will come back.
Are these men Ghanaians? These men sucking
blood? That's one.
She doesn't even know who they are. And one
who faces blocked.
They have their faces and everything there, but how would you know if it's a Ghanaian or he's not?
Yeah.
But you can tell from how the person speaks.
They are in for the money. Yes. The main celebrity is the money.
Yes. And see, if you're going to, on a normal daily basis, it's $100. If you're in your menses, it's $300. So they're thinking, many wono, or even higher, because you're probably grown. We've been there, seen, done it. No, $300 to you is no money.
Yeah.
But put yourself in an impressionable girl or school 18, 21 year old.
Yeah.
$300 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but then.
And the
university, at least you are matured enough to know certain things.
That's a mistake we made.
That's
the mistake.
Why would my blood?
Not everybody in the
generation
university
is different.
That matured.
And peer pressure so calm. Everybody wants to be heard.
Or say obi $300 and anybody who saw when the menses man, the person goes 5 days, the whole 5 days. You know. It is 300 times 5.
That's 15,000. Or no,
it happens on the campus.
Before
1,500.
So they are in a party bus.
This is serious.
And now the guy who has been arranging them they can't even find the guy.
No, how can you find such a guy? Why would you even think of finding this guy at the end of the day? And uncle for no one sister's blood, my youngest okay. Now
on a more serious note, sometimes we can't blame the kids. Okay, so university people, I don't mean your kids.
I'm on your kids.
We can't blame them, but I think say nipa no oko school. everybody wants to be like somebody.
May I put it?
Everybody wants
put
to
it,
be like somebody.
No, Harry, is one thing. A lot of this generation, per se, they live a life of somebody who
Like
is
35
worked
years. Yeah.
for the past 10, 15 years.
Right.
Unfortunately for this generation, so let's bear in mind, say, everything is in their face.
Right. Yeah.
And
They're
see,
exposed to a lot of things.
Oh, who influencer, ne catch you and say, maybe a school, no. Me the 200 cedis and started
a business.
Me they are more one green and I started a business and now I own 4 or 5 houses.
Yeah.
They're showing off cars and all that.
Yeah.
So in their head, if Nipanaya,
Why can't I do
can't
it?
I do it?
Yeah, that's the question they ask
and
themselves.
that is why we should be very careful about our platforms
Yeah.
and what we propagate to people. Because obi wo ha onye impressionable, but the majority are impressionable.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
They're very impressionable. If you have the numbers,
You have to
even
use
what
your
you put.
platform right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anything that maybe son say, what pushed it? Because I don't know what numbers
Yeah.
to even decide, say, okay, I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because also, no, fertility is a stigma thing.
Right.
Uwobia, as you said, me, all Kasano, I understood her.
Yeah.
Because the gap between my first and my second is 7 years.
Whoa. Okay. Same here.
And who feel say, me nibi, ne can't me one sema, will be not.
Thank you.
Because this time, you who so be to me.
Yeah.
Nti afi na aden na on pesa obeye biu. Ye the pressure na kwa to akola na so.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And na won penua.
And I won't thank you.
You don't want a brother or your boy.
Yes, so my crime, I am mad. Oh, yeah, with a chibra. And then sometimes we'll go as far as performing some funny rituals. Yeah, for a crown on a man I mean, my crime, I am wachi. Meanwhile, a medical step. And I was saying, yeah, mommy and answer papa, a takey. That, yeah. I mean, the unnecessary. So me with my story, Whitney, I was like, for all these years. So it was one time now my mother-in-law. Then now on my mother-in-law though. We said me.
In-law.
You know the vibe.
Baby mama. No, then you were baby mama.
Yeah, baby-in-law.
Baby mama-in-law.
Baby mama-in-law.
You know, also just say, you know, our mothers will always go for these herbal concoctions for you. Whether you are ready to take it, whether you know what it is or not, they're ready to help you with it. They believe, olden days, I mean, oh, they 1 or 2 be by, and it was not right for me.
Oh no, me idea.
I will say, I tried, but it wasn't right for me at all. Because I'm far, and all that, no, I just had to stop taking it and still wait, ebeba. Oh, by change of weather, I started giving myself so many excuses, and that is one thing. I am having it and not having it again. I am more delicate because you think you've done it before, and
So it should happen.
it should happen, and that can make you wait for years. So one time, scrolling around the social media, and I'm so they say my daily life, I'm on my chance on Ohemaafertile home. That time, I think it's a normal page, and it was very, very. I was like, well, but they're pushing me to get Ohemaafertile home was now Obia where you sue.
Okay.
I a voice note at their mom, and they posted on their platform. And honestly, even though Naminim say ebeba, there is nothing wrong with me, there is nothing wrong with my baby daddy, ebeba, so let's wait. Something pushed me to do this. So I took their number and then spoke to the lady. And then Ohemaafertile home told me to run tests. I said, hey, I'm an online business, so I'm running around the test. That's right. But come here, what I say? Before I also run a test. I was going back and forth with the test. The nurse says, you need to, because I will see what the problem is with you. Yeah, brand. What I say,
But that's a first, eh?
Yes.
That's a first.
Yes.
All they will care about is selling
the
product
to
to
you. Whether it solves your problem or
or
not, they don't care.
On the idea, no tongue.
Thank you. It's your kind, I'm okay. So me could run a test, and that was the first time for almost 11 years I ran a test, because me the meaning say me you're okay. And what I discovered says Tubal
blockage. Yeah. Nadenam. 11 years.
The gut is more choking and medenam.
It's almost no ye na ne good gatanichi.
Good gatanichi. And see, made the results no Ohema will let you have the test and you will send the result to them. Because sometimes, Ghana hospitals, they'll run the test, the result, they will not even explain what the problem is. They'll just, okay, we'll result in here now. So I took the result and I took a picture of it, sent it to Ohemaafertile. And Ohema called me and said, hey, madam, quickly I told my husband, baby, almost say. Initially, my husband was like, hey, are you sure? Why didn't you take explanation from the hospital? I said, maybe not say, yeah. Someone can't me saying, someone can't me saying. So let's go ahead. And I tried it, but they gave me 3 different products to be on for 2 months.
What?
Can there were 3 different herbal products. They were purely herbal.
And should I need specific name?
Almost share me how to go about them. Now, a bio honema, me punu,
okay. You do inhalation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I mean, for different way, now me use it differently. And see, my first month, 2 weeks, and I'm afraid Ohemaafertile say, I think it's me say me menses. I think it was supposed to come on the 14th of that month. That was 2020 as something me get me now almost 2020. It's same year Sheffield 2020 so the COVID na ba fe na echo enti Sheffield any the usual
I don't know COVID in hoka na almost into COVID abemi
it's every day of the
2
show.
weeks 1 month 2 weeks into the drone manya 2 months to cry and I'm feeling some miss me menses me friend him say madam wonyim so sa na yenyim I mean say yenyim sa yen no catch me say mama use we drone bio men train for a week na me call run the test because a drone or the mama no so mama say me menses say manyim a then I was say me quit instant immediately.
Yeah, that powerful.
Yes. And I'm a quit and pa me call run the test na me. And Whitney, you are a woman like me. Me wo me first born honestly, I have to be frank and fully open. I had to clear one because I wasn't ready.
That is how now fertile
I have become. And to me from him and I'm so him a drove for be anywhere. I be hold.
I fed your one baby jai.
The whole news
because I was say you're blogging the Juma way no. So even though me pebano, me my husband open bapa. Even though we wanted it that much, but then I was say titimu kakra. So I mean, kind of me I mean, blogging businesses way together, and I was say, and before him or him asked Madam Pacho, I need a mini bio. You can go and see your doctor. And in here I am with 3 to say, and see,
that's how powerful
it is. How powerful it is.
Because the fact say you didn't even finish your dosage.
Oh, I didn't. Maybe 1 month, 2 weeks into the 2 months dose no the mama no. Wow. And I'm say and my friend no catch no. When you say, oh, we be a yen kakran she be also onyim. She was so sure. Onyim. I said, menyim say I say onyim into a drone men no bio and I one year for free and I waha. And see, frankly speaking, I started speaking about Ohemaafertile home way back 2020. And Ohema, I wasn't her ambassador. I wasn't her influencer.
Which is what made it very real.
Yes. I was shouting about Ohemaafertile home to everyone. Don't tell me about childbirth problem. I'll tell you to go to Ohemaafertile home. I wouldn't want to hear what the problem is because me need solution to it. Go and tell Ohemaafertile home. run a test. Run a test where let's take it from there. And that has been so recently Ohemaafertile, let's put you on the brand precoy. Because baby I met Nebia no says I will speak about Ohemaafertile.
Because
abuame. From there, my menstrual flow, everything has been accurate. And means me come on to Ohemaafertile and I've been on and on and on. And so recently, I say send peka krama me and bende. Peka krama me. I have this friend, male friend, US na. or wawopen or batu. And I think so one worry those women, or worry about for and that woman is not having the baby. A year madam for didn't say or be accepted say the fault will come from him.
Because usually the men do not accept in doing you know. One of the biggest shocks are your society money say a lot of men mistake erection and ejaculation for their soldiers working.
Okay.
And even or ye check cry na ye cast soldiers na omo match cry omo njindi. And no a societal way saying most men will not accept it.
That's true. Make sure sir, it doesn't matter. Say what will pay and I say one will pay. Infertility can occur any day.
Anytime.
A bit me see and a bit me be as a result of in a day, droby cry, what for side effect. It me ma or soldiers na yomo yemre wa konano. And I mean, go ahead to Uncle S test na emboa oba no make come no bia. So you won't believe our I will say it.
Oh no.
Because Obano Sophie will say, what try bia you know. And as I'm talking to you, and basically that said, who nibia, what will be paying? See, I can say, who problem on Jindy that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, lady, how you with you? Snatched for the gods. For the gods.
If you say till dates crap, Yana, me catch and confess my mom, they don't believe it. To the extent that my background is SHS.
Eh?
My firstborn, Jaden is in SHS. Or infant. Second year.
Huh?
Wow.
Yeah. So graduate. Huh? Now did that only mean that before GH, GH, said a minimum. Of course. And so imagine from that time, I had them.
Wow.
You understand?
They said next year, bedroom.
Baba,
I'm paying for. They are not, but that's the difference near 6 years.
Oh.
Firstborn is 16. Worry 19.
Regina Daniels.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not an easy joke. Jenny, let me put it like that. Say, Baso worry pana onwoya. I think say na etu when you kakra. Etu when you kakra. So bad there. Say situation pa say ubetimi awon aye bibi e dia wo dia. Don't play with kids. So at the end of the day, a man will leave you, but your kids will forever be with you. And so we should prioritize having kids. So,
and
find ways and means.
Wow, baby. And or they call it does a bema and now oba. And they will be like, medium me woba me, that medium me woba ten, Anke Kumio.
It has to stop. Yeah.
Yes, some medium me woba ten made me wait for almost 11 years.
It has to stop.
Harry would you know?
Yeah.
O start to use Ohemaafertile products. Now what about that?
Na me dey me mama too. Me dey Ohemaafertile dey. O catch me na me say Ohemaafertile me mom dey. For now dey, enya wo nti na ma me start it. Enough not for me. I had a sister na Nekua. Ono so US. Na ono so ne husband atena for so many years emba. Enti me call madam the lady me ne sepa prophetess Jan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a co baby. Enti ye didn't command ball Ohemaafertile. Bounce and media me no.
And no one some yeah.
It's some nana lady no nay and I dance dear old dear for him. Tietty and command and catch a prophet Jansen. One down for be or face problems. I want our empire. So I will introduce her. Mama watch her conference. Me tea lady na dance di. Onye mo so ampanti that means e bia na no kra no mo kan. I'm so can also no make can also try and no. Wa bre. O see etimi so ma me dey local enema graphic Ghana at the brand and pick it. And so she started talking to him as better. And within a short time, I don't know and now one back who and yeah, me story. Yes, I am interest.
But you were skeptical.
I wasn't too sure because I even introduced her.
Yeah.
I didn't know about Ohemaafertile. It was through a friend
Obi testimony.
Obi ni testimony ame am family. Ona so I don't need
But
this time kind of him draw or brem I'm seeing pen no. Enti oye man na it worked. Enti me so na am fe. Say that means a draw e
be adwuma.
Enti me de me bisa na say eno pe ho adwuma na oye na first. Me am menses says me pie.
That bad.
That terrible. I can't go out. I can't do anything. Tina no yem problem. I'm busa him I say otimi eh sa na man so oye ho adwuma. And me de e draw him me what take it from him was the slimming and also the menstrual. Yes, and nyame and me aboame. Tenuti na mama de me di ohema feta ho dance pa and am na nekrianti. Na nekria de awo no awo ma me hu. And I mean so na use it. Na make because me no cry me will figure to cry and comfort me approach me say me ambassador me advertising or mo figure na say breast. I don't do those things. Me because me I don't know how effective it is. Me nya ho adwuma because me who so why and me dey na natural me ko ye. And so when you call me to come and advertise your brand, I'm not too sure of the brand. I won't do it. And so, but Ohema did it because
yes, and people take your word for Bible.
Exactly.
So, GH, me obia me diu here me chain bibia. Industry
reputation is everything.
It's everything. I don't know what tomorrow holds for me. I don't want to jeopardize my today. Maybe I'm a GH. Maybe I'm a me petri no. Maybe ne kutami no. Maybe I'm a mama tnasaka ni munku kume. That's I'm just citing that.
Yeah.
Like what I want to become tomorrow, I think I see a bigger picture. I am not there yet. I'm still working towards it. So I don't want to jeopardize my today. Say, be na me dey tree. Intimidate the men who and I me do one dancing. And I so when it comes to the menses and the slimity, it works. That's all I know. And then they meet me gym at the one dancing. That's all. So anything I may accept it or fertile. Or you're good.
Men's is not for how long now you dealt with that problem?
First, for years so. It's me be who ye no. Say me who ye first one no. Be ma not abuche into okoye. So by intervals woman 6 years. So between the first and the 6 is 6 years. So by na me de me yana pa mom de. I didn't face any challenges behind me. After me won so we na kakra. After 2-3 years I have to deal with like first time you cry in a law firm. So sometimes you can't go. I said,
painful.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. And mine was too terrible. Just I know drew and sana ibia a cough from more cry. A band sounds so I'll frame a cry. It's from your minimum. I said, because I'm already in pain. So I don't want to entertain any kumubia. I was not interested in that. Waiting, I mean, say there. You say the make me cry.
What do you know you soon
now? Okay, me didn't or Ohemaa's rebirth. Ohemaa's rebirth no a morning and or morning there and or evening there. And so morning there no open one so share. Now the drew no what's a powder no 5 weighing 1 teaspoon. Now they go to 2.5 kilometers millimeters 250 would go
say na which motor way nti
kilometers until ubefa onno an so share na wafa 1
2.5 ml.
No, 1 teaspoon. Now they go 250 ml. In sumo. And then now we squeeze it 2 line. Now they go. Then you take it in the morning. Ube mana infuse kakra. So she go edroni go ma so man. It's take a send back e be didi. Yeah. A bit soaking on. Yeah. And so now I take it. So that's how I'm taking it. And I don't do it regularly because bro. So now say drone square me far more commit me class one.
So him and just a way challenge him back over bedroom.
We don't want to lose those things, so make sure you don't take everything. So my dear, take it once a week. They are no advice. Me and funny baby. Pacho, find once a week.
And a tea in way.
Oh, tea. It's not tea. It's powder. Rebirth and tea.
No, me say for shape, no.
no shape on the so we are maintaining it.
Okay.
We are maintaining it. And yes, me person me slim, some person me slim. I don't need it. I'm a plump person. Starting I'm a born. Until me person me slim.
I'm not plump, you're heavy.
Very.
Me pacho, you name difference between plump and
curvy.
Yes, so. And the club plump for when I say we are very
careful. I'm cover, you know, because GH best friend. So me mama kata my dear so I mean, now I say get it too big. You say industry, but you okay GH.
Okay, pa.
But you pa, I feel no more say me yare.
Pa.
Eti me samba back me microphone will be hey. The day I quite a 2 and say hey. Omo me name me the daddy. I wouldn't say this is how I am. And so nyasem person me try something. Nti woman na man no na just say enkunkunkunku and benny unnecessary
calories
fats be in more. So Ohemaa's journey has been interesting and a positive one, I must say.
For Obia, they've never heard about Ohemaa. For each of you, maybe 2 words that you would use to describe one, the person Ohemaa, the brand Ohemaa. 2 words, starting from
2 words. With the brand, right?
the brand and the person Ohemaa.
Just 2 words.
Yeah.
I would choose sure and possible.
Wow.
Sure. Ohemaafertile home and sure. And it's possible with Ohemaafertile home.
Okay. But you say the service accurate. I'll choose that word, and I would also want to use the word I'll use possible. Possible too. When it comes to fertility, I can trust Ohemaa.
I like the sure part.
Sure.
And I like the fact is that for me, and I think she's indefectible. Because I did when who be a there in Kofu hard omo tonyama omo yejuma, but or voucher my dear crown who say or you shaky about her dear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And I like that about the person and the brand and the fact that or you connector as well.
She is.
Unless when who so this person, even from the testimonies, I'll show you page in so na di na no. Ni pay ebema testimony na. She goes further to ask, unimobia or pese or yeah. Just recommend the person. Miankasa, I will walk the person through everything. And for me, I think say as a business grown, a lot of them lose that with their business.
Yeah.
Because of also see a baby you know my main function. But nipanere if you say the reason why business need grown is because people are able to connect with you.
Correct, yeah.
And for many enuna own losing, I think it will even make her go farther than she even is.
Yeah, and I also want to add something. Ohemaa is one person because she knows what she's doing. O friend na command pressure, obetima catch us a drone one time. And that's one thing I like about Ohemaa. Once onimade a waton. Onim se medro no eye adwuma. Enti se wo ba na wonya abotre, enye wo sika na mepe. Pacha what you say, enye sika no ye den all.
Results na na.
Results na so if you don't have the patience to listen to me, you don't have the patience to go through your friend saying the rules and regulations so answer. Odo sika otimaka to say nipa no nya mo sane ni sika nye den ema no. She takes her time because the drone on one kasa na eye. Enye so ni nkofo na eye. On one kasa na ekoti drone on dia. At the ababa amount. So when you have with Ohemaa,
one time,
seriously.
One time I had a complaint from Obia or share me video now or call contact Ohemaa. I said, GH, me test you more. Delay.
I've also had that complaint at clinic. They say, are you sure this thing is yours?
Yeah.
And
so when you call them, they don't pick up.
So I spoke to yes, I spoke to Ohemaa. So Ohemaa, on Crawford, no more boomy, Menda, almost almost test you say GH. Nyabotire Monkasa. Mr. If you are talking to Ohemaafertile home, you got to be patient because Ohemaa is one person that Whitney's problem is here. I'm solving it to see results. Then I'll move to Lady Harry.
And people
Then
don't get
to
it. Like, the
GH,
thing is just
then
a
to
medication.
GH. And then I explained to Ohema also to bear with them because the frustration,
but the frustration
that comes with the stigmatization, or worries it's not easy to obana what to say. A higher juma or there's some enthusiasms being a air baby facing to obana when your result, or sometimes they complain. And to be a catcher or most of the catchers, some people will contact me directly and I'll tell them, go into Ohema, Nabotre. Problem now what you call ubenya answer. But a drum or show be now I share making sure any pananya results. Of course. Even yesterday, I made a video about it yesterday. Yesterday, Obiko Pentecost Hospital. Mommy, I mean, or in the early 50s.
Okay.
Yeah, or you saw Ohemaafertile home and I work and I was the first person I couldn't afraid.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
wow.
Because the woman saw Ohemaafertile home, wanted to use Ohemaafertile, but the husband said, I'm tired. The woman had to put me on phone to talk to Nikuno. Okay. So that was how I got to have Nikuno number.
And I
convinced the man. So my man try. You see, 80 and 2 years. You enjoy a chest and to my try because I believe so much in Ohemaafertile.
Yeah.
And then this man said, Mommy, well, no man said, I said, go ahead. Mommy, you call and Raya and serious because we need, of course. Me na papa ne frame me, and I went there. I went to Pentecost Hospital. Well, baby boy, fe. Now I was telling the man to give my commission. I mean, being a father, it's not coming
who is your commission now?
That was now. She stressed about
the
stress about paying me firm.
Aye.
Now, oh, you so kakra first week, no afraid. Augusto, you so. Augusto, the old chair, and
it's also because. Charlie, you understand the pressure.
More time, Papa. I have time for them. Sometimes they'll go to Ohema. Ohema hasn't responded to their message.
They'll come to your DM. Either your DM or if they have
me. You know my number is everywhere.
Okay. Maybe the DM.
See, I can make the number the more.
DM.
For me, the mind is just to recommend that because for Jens, you know, in Kofudo do na buy a hono. It's because they've gone through the hospital system now,
they are tired. Yeah.
So now that they realize that this and I like the fact say Uko page in so the testimonies, the voice notes and all that so they would want to. But explanation how they may say is one person result, move on to the next. And in Kofo were lying. Can they do so?
Yeah.
They have
to be patient.
But I think say when one person's word sometimes doesn't convince people, and say the one show they become. Na ya catch almost say for GH so no so a mouse but this is yes but knowing say can of
course a bedroom so not they also
yes unsa
hospital be what is Legon or mature waiting or reception or say please be patient because me pan over inside no sana won so wo anka de wo chi betwen enti Ohemaafertile home no when you because it drew so whoever behind you will also wait patiently because on fat prepare it is also show be at once maybe an result at the end of the day yesterday.
Talking about waiting okay say Bible no you say you ma 10 virgins and train for the bride and groom beba afi ne bride aba enti Sister Joyce your bride of the century. Na Ohema miracle no then what to say. Come about Ohema and how people in Kofo got to know about Ohema and a woman same and our chain and all that. Now Sisiani who say 11 years of excuses. Onankasa ma ne backing vocals. You who say around. Train for how long?
For how long? Because na minim se menyam da.
Sa?
Na minim. Se me kra brem nyina na me wo menstrual disorder na me wo problem kakra nti no. Na me fi say ebeko. Na me message ne ba e bia 2 days na etwa e ma yenso e bank kete. It's na Mr. Father if he say menyini kakra e beba bia fe na starting nti afi 16 17 na still na said e ba nti ayi abibidro bi na peteshi na omo de sha akra keto nti me bufrim nkura blemu nti na ma adwene ye no abibidro bi na peteshi o sister e me twitwa san se na be ya be na ni mo mo si bibi satam na bibi de APC adro bi APC right so mo de ka ho anama no me petition no e me body na if you
the combination
yeah me ko fa no me ye mo na mo de ma me se mo ya aduro enti adanya ama no petition so se ya da mebo se ne jai wase asem but ne nyina ya de agro we betwam sister ne nya easy o me nyini kakra be say 20 years still me go school amanfo kan o menstrual we say obi se me de ba 6 days 7 days enti ya den na me ko ade 2 days atoda kwa whole month na e mayo enti minim de na meye owi ase but baby na sometimes na my like my nyame ho say me kopa aduro man kohwehwe aduro bia because me fi say beba sa na me worry ye no na me hu say oh ene sisi ade me hia mmoa enti me worry ye na me hu say sa ade no nya say beba nya agro ye problem bia abeka me so ene na me nam ha hospital ahodo abibidro me ko medilab kofanoche medilab bi wo omo ho na me kotwa mo se nya hwe onyare bibia ni aden sister 9 years condemned to no maintenance manwo me wo ya kasa be ka me plot to the case lego nyina ya media because na me wari sikani pa
wow
enti in fact me hu ne foforo kra na asase o tech do me abraside ho ma me asase kama bi o edu abro nyina wo so fi se media awo enti ye ja me no
ya jinina
kiska de ma me kra rebe ho
ya jinina
na oja wo na woni ba o de wode japade na mo akoye den woni be ma foforo na moko like moko tonwe de na se moko si mu fie asisu atenem
ne asante fokra mo kan say aware de japade onya wo ma ne nkola wo
sister na papa na me ware no so oye doctor pani tinkanya me adom ka me ho beto me enso awo nti na busuafo nyina say we fa so be na wono so ma ne nkoya akra na won sa nwo ma watifie na odi osika ne fa ne kwasa sem ko na chese de me kwasa sem fra ware na se enti na enye easy mame ele esu die masubi me diare ho na de twa me yem kra ne ta mo start de boni twa ma wo no omudi twa me mpoa no se nipa kwana na de boni sire me no nim se ma ware for 9 years amanwo enti no fi se nya de amewoda ti ene boni ni de ene left and register oni obi anya ntokwa na onwo dwene ho enye de ehia ni fa ya wo se sister satam na omudi matam se me we kwana na me ba ne apachi anka mepe at least sama wubi nti mahu se me wubi nya bete na nhran kanyankopon se Ohemaafertile no so no manko num na do ni bi se me kono ma wo
uye de nhia
na me ka beitama na me ne me manager bi ya adwuma ho nti me manager ne ba na aduro bi ase na me ni maduro krokra osoro na pa bia na de gu cup no onom osoro bia na ayi ni tea no onom nti satam no so na mate se GH ye Ohemaafertile bi ba ono no tonton no bebre nti no na ma adwene nkoso se aduro bi kra wo ho kra ye adwuma nti omudi boni siri me nyina sometimes na o chat me o se joy so de oji me no meton no bebre so ma ye de boni siri o kan na me fi so no advert bi ni sikani bre bi na ye na wo dwa na no mu sent me dia na metwa na bokra madam iti na enye bete iti woman no a lady no so na onum ni tea na mabusa ne senti di ampa na woti ni mu em se na Nyankopon pese ofa so gime ti na me busa no questions because obi num na ade me dia fa me ho ben ba ya am se stay for enti di ampa na woti ni mu ada bia na wonum sa no num na do pa nwumre na so a friend say ne mens so se de ben or the like o say ye sesie ma sample no kan ye sesie ma ye yam onu po do say ye more ye samore ni ye tiri nwi ni ho ahwenti me ka say da bro mo pro woman ni pro ho ahwani mu bi po no eti me ka say o ma mi bi na me no me kwa me se bia me no ma sesie me skin ene bia me so me more ni mu bi sa ne ma eti me no nom na me ho say first month no me menses ne ba about 3 days kama se bibi wo ho na mani age kama eti enam ka stay for adro no ma me bi nom bana aka kakra bi enti na wo se me ame order me de na me man is can oye ma me enti afedie na me fa no say yi no no pa nwumre ni anadwo nya homachi nyina na je se
ade na wo be fa na no pa na
nwumre se do mo kire me no man tie me no no rock sister me be wiase me hu se me message about 3 days da enti adro ni de menka no na kire say me menses no afa mi hu so e ba kama and I'm order second one. Nti afi na me hu say menya miracle ade bia me de gimani o me message afi me so my oba e ba fine e ba so amenti pensi bia nti me to aso ba 3 months me hu say bia ye okay
no ma ne de no me no o ma ni bi
de he
nipa no ma one wo share no ne de no o ma ni bi
de bi mpacho ma ni bi
so nipa
say me hwie bi ma na me de no so bete
no de ma wo
ono hwie ni de ne ma wo na anya results wo de o hwie de ma no
say ono no de hia me no na nya bi ne hia no ono wo ma mienu o e na ono no so onom de asiesie ni body keke sister me so me hia bibi me message no me pese flow ma me hoto me afa na be bechem de ama e do no so ka me oda bra me bra sa na me saka it's no me need time I be bechem sister eti afa ni following me to aso about 3 months no me message na ma bi mu ei na me to abaya na ode adwani ma me na me sister wo be kumi ana first me no ma do na ba ka ma fa message na twa kura ma bi mu 1 month ni na me hu so no so Joyce ebeba fe na me yam hyehye me fi se bia adrona boabua moja bia no kra ma me benya problem bi kra wo me yam sister afi de o me se me san collab me san ko twa scan hwan me suro se me ko twa scan ye be ka se da ba fibroid bia na bibi sei nti o me ka se me ko twa scan ko na me suro me nko afi de da kro de lady na ko to pregnancy test strip de by say yen checking so hwe sata me sister na me ko na me ni boy o
ba na wa koye
na em said ba na ya semo
na wa koye
na so say na me ni boy ya me ne te ho
ba na wa koye
ba na ma hwe bi be say 1 month
akoyo
eti ni pa ne be 1 month de me nim say 1 month de untime nyam sister na nyansa kwa ni ma adwin because 9 years kura ma 1 month ne be ye den
e be ba
it's your quarter pregnancy test strip ne ba na afi ono a meju so ye no no a check ye no hey what a shock
ya wa koyo no
sister manye ni ade ba mitima se be man kwa wonyi ni se woni me nanyam because 1 month ni mu 1 week 2 weeks ya wose menyam bere no aje di ne eni na ya me debat na sadani ayam hihie eti me ya ma de se men kan che be ma no because me ma me ne sisters me ade o mo hwa ne se me wo mo abehwe o ma de ma me asu abom paye san se me de me ngo ba ko pansa na wawu eti ma me te se menyam no in fact ma jai kwasi ada eni ja adanse ni duku white de e twagu apostolic sorry dem eti me ka ne tintin na so Ohemaafertile wadi babia afa me first sister ya wonfa se menyem ye no na me suro se bia bibi ebetimi asai nti na mentia me nantimpo mentia form nti na me fro Ohemaafertile se bia dro bi wo ho de be ma me a ebetimi keep ade na me bibi ani kra ensai o first sister na wonfa wo send ni message obi a reply ma wo wie kra ka asend sister ni message se ma wo ma no mo adro bi o na manya result se ni se me kwa me no ne se menses na makwo eti me sro fa me call me friend kra wonfa eti Instagram na me chat na me de me ba ne picture kan ho na me so Ohemaafertile me ni muda but ma no mo adro bi be say 1.5 years ago na results amanya nie and o reply me say oh okay ono kwa Nigeria na ono kwa Ghana kra ni nuru no kra no wajai ton wo Ghana na isi akwa na adwene obibi foforo so nti kra no nti na me send a message on reply because when hu dada so no edo na sem de wa twa so kakra eti me saka se madam me so entwa so me pa wo chew entwa so de ma wo se GH mu di ho dansa dada be se 2 years kra na edo no shedanje di wo Ghana bebre na me so no ma no eden kakra na manya results me sro boa me na me nton wo de wo ja edo ne ye kra de ye ma me ameton na me kan ya pa na chewa no so okay se me pese ye sade adro ne saba Ghana hadia ene ye start ne eden ye ndi ho nkomo na amanfo nti de adro na ya ama me ene se me de ne na ma me copy Zion Felix ne kwakuma anu mpo a sister me de ato wa ha yo eto Ohemaafertile de mintimi sinifo me nim asema me ka che sister we say nya me hira no because ene wa ma prophetess bia kana no atum sister wa say me prophetess asomasi Sir Joyce Boakye batu ne yema meto me Bible atwene na nya nyame na frem na ye kom na me de kanya me adwuma no me siga we wa moda na nya izio we ne fa ne aggressive person wo kese me ma me go say yes just say my wanted e wo nyame ho
ana sisia no
sister sisia me
prophetess na kana no atum
I swear na wo no kwa wo preach kra na hwan mu na etie sisia kwa no comment ase kra na nya nyame na frem kom na de o nyanya me na fro se Joyce a wo pad nyanya na fro we ana ma fofi se da banyankopɔ yo monko papa eto Ohemaafertile de mitimi sini fomo na de me kanya se nyame hira no ena nyame so hira GH na me maso na eden sanka GH kan the first me se o wadro bi na metie yanko bi amfa awa metwa me mpoa Jeju bu ni wati sa na dro ni yo na me nim se wo je sika di wo de wo ma buy
se me kanjira no ka Whitney o kan wa say ai jira wo de bibia wo de ho adanse bibia ofa na say e normal
thing na brand influence na we influence
until say e be bo ni de oboa e dua na prophetess ne bo no e sheki no
any ejuma but in all no ye be dey radia say I mean or the BBC because obi wo ho anka obi disika na echi no wa ton no we human factor na efimo but for me as I always say and I think say eno na ohema eno na e pushing the business no the fact say or the human part na ashimu and or per results results na ye na the same ade no to on the cry
sister me say obi kwati me frame say Joyce me pa chow ma chat Ohemaafertile sa me pese me to aduro ni bi o mu fie me enye obi aso nanim brofo ka o send message na bi tintin be gu ho me hu kinkan me so je na to aduro ni bi ma me metimi ka say okay ma me no Ohemaafertile kasa na me hwese menya bi Ohema no kwa sister o fe no kwa won fa o se se me ne oti ha ya ye ne brand ambassador ifokwa o fe no kwa won fa je se na koma to yem.
On that note you know Sisia no Ohema become my dear sister skipper GH community platform na fertility society no because you who say dodo na bana no mo brand hospital on Nantie no into this is another aspect to me warm and I am happy say onwa na odi ade yechi akona ba bibia wo mu bia until benya wo results enti society no Joyce, I'm sure say uni GH any Harry Mubeji Amano. This is the official appreciation for the Ohema community no. Community na danase. Na again no ye man ko fati asese. A queue line call one after the other. And do so
important.
And can say unia daje mao. Ebedu so ama won so bi bebisa se na oni wunwie
o mpie free home yes
ma enti ye mamo ati asese ebedu bia so madam ase GH mouthpiece una wadane the biggest brand influencer for we Harry ye da won so ase Joyce ye the moon na ase ye the radio say obia ni ode call ye no we nya the results enti ye da obi bia ase. Again, my name is Whitney Boakye. I've been in the studios today with GH Mouthpiece, our beautiful Kevi, Harry, and our State of the Nation Joyce, who came to tell us what it's done for her. Thank you so much, and we hope that this will give you the encouragement to contact Ohemaafertile Homes. She's on Instagram, and you would see the blue tick on her page. If you have any questions at all, contact either GH Mouthpiece or Joyce and they would answer all your questions. Thank you so much.